back screen because it switched back. Why is it switched back? There we go. Okay, hello people. Welcome to another bonus session of the Tales of Borkvard Godslayer with me, Midgeman, and good old Godbrick here, Benjamin Magnus Games. So, the last 5 hour, which was originally going to be like 2 hour session, ended in the falling of yet another party member, which is...
Yeah, oh man, that escalated, like, I mean...
that's another reason, like, Artlocks was just like, don't get involved, nope, not touching
well, like,
this
that,
with
that whole thing that went down with him and you and Gigushka.
Oh yeah,
that was two very, very hard-headed people, both unwilling to move from their position, and oh man, the look on Roach's face when he found out that it wasn't even Gigushka's too.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Do you know what he said afterwards
shit.
as well? He still suspects it was Gigushka. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
But yeah, so that all took so long that we've actually got like another 6 months of the interlude to sort things out for. Not only that, but now I need to go. So I think the first thing I need to do is go and actually get myself a card to say that I'm a mage, because I've never done that.
Get yourself some nice like raised and laminated business cards made up.
Well, no.
You go to the DMP.
Yeah, I need to go to the DMP. I need to go get my driver's license.
And sit in line for 4 hours.
Oh,
and
there's a tog.
Nothing.
Yeah, you just hopped in. Let's see. You ooh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. Quite the long line at the DMP.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah. So that's just gonna take like a day of your time and just like a couple gold pieces. All you have to do is go there, take a, go into like a private room with a instructor who inspects you for your magical abilities and then asks you to perform a couple spells and stuff like that, and then fill out your paperwork, and they just give you a card that just has your information on it that basically says how powerful, like you're a registered magical user and how powerful of a magical user on you, and your draft number. And
I've got a fine as well to pay.
You got a fine.
Well, actually, no. I changed that, but I've got a feeling that I need to still pay that fine, just because of everything that went down. So I'm gonna pay that fine.
Before we go into anything, though, there was an issue. There was that clerk.
Yeah.
Okay, so where we left it off, Artlocks cast suggestion on the clerk, and I think he conflated suggestion and alter memory. So suggestion lasts for 8 hours, and he suggested that he basically go back to his office, he hand over his information and head back to his office. But what's basically going to happen with that guy is he's going to walk to about Ostia, then snap out of his stupor and be like, motherfucker. So, before the DMP, what did you want to do about that and the missing Arcana Pensophocles wizard?
I mean, I never was seen to have gotten involved with the fight, so
that's not entirely true. All 3 of them saw you cast suggestion on the clerk.
No, one of them was already dead by that point.
Well, then the 2 that are alive both saw you do that, because if memory serves, let me look it up. That spell has verbal, somatic, and material components to it.
Well, it just,
which is not
for a bard, it just requires me to play and sing.
Let's see.
Oh, hello.
Hey.
Fucking hell.
Suggestion.
Tog, if you're gonna watch,
material.
can you rename your character to the ghost of Rebecca Blackthorn?
I gotta change my character's name to my new character.
Well, your new character's not here yet.
No, I know. I'm just doing work behind the scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't have the material component because you're casting it through. You cast it through your loot, right?
Yeah.
But you did have the verbal component to it, and casting a spell is pretty obvious normally, unless you're specifically trying to hide it. So those two were very aware. Well, you know what? Hang on. Let me see here. Let's do some retrospective. Okay, yeah. At least one of them is extremely aware that you cast a spell on a basically you bribed a cop is what happened.
I do have a way that I'm going to swing that if the person asks. So I'm going to try and convince the guy that I was doing it, one, to save face with the wizard that was attacking everyone and not seem like an enemy to him, but also to get him to safety.
Okay. So, why don't we take this one step at a time? Which one do you want to try to deal with first? The missing wizard or the clerk?
This is the clerk I want to tell.
This is the clerk. So you run after him?
Yeah, and I wait for him to... I'm going to walk with him until he, like, snaps out of it, and then I'm going to tell him my true story.
All right, why don't we RP this to see how it goes?
Okay.
So you're just walking around with the clerk. You guys cross the bridge at Ostia and pay your toll, and you get past some ruins and remnants of the siege camp, and the siege tower that fell is still laying in pieces by the side of the siege ramp. The other one's been removed. But the town's been mostly taken care of. Although, it's like a eerily cool morning. Fog covers the ground, and you and this gentleman are just walking down the road when suddenly he just stops and looks towards you like wide-eyed. What have you done?
I got you to safety.
Takes a step back away from you.
No, it's okay. Hand on heart, I won't do anything else to you. I had to try and save face with the wizard that was attacking us for us both to be able to get out safely. I don't know what happened there. It's just everything. It was like the only way I could see of getting you out there to safety.
He looks at you for a second. This was
your
court wizard.
Clearly, he was not the man that I thought I knew.
Deception check.
I get advantage on these, but that's fuck. Okay, that's awful. Wow, that's a sign of how my rolls are doing today.
Okay, he narrows his eyes at you a little bit. It's a powerful position, and you put, oh my! you hear hellhounds in the fog in the distance.
Hounds of basketball.
You say you left a man you are unfamiliar with and whose credentials you did not check in charge of your realm's arcana.
I myself am very new to the realm, and
he starts looking through his pockets.
I myself am very new to the realm and had little knowledge of the laws and had a title bestowed upon me. Everything's been a little bit patchwork since I've gotten here, so I hope you understand that I am...
He thinks for a second. Have you not had this title for near 2 years now?
Have I? Yes, I think.
Yes.
Has it really been that long?
It's been that long. It's been over 2 years.
I would just say to you that in those 2 years, a lot has happened. There's been a civil war outbreak. There's been an entire rebuilding of a city. There was my little realm was laid on the balance of a knife's edge, and unfortunately, it's just one thing that slipped my mind.
He seems to be confused, and he's still searching like interior breast pocket, back pockets, like opens up his cloak and checks it.
Are you
seem
okay?
to be missing something.
What are you missing?
Kind of, does one more like pat down of his body. He goes, "All my paperwork. I need to record this."
I can offer you a pen and paper if you'd like.
Yes, please.
I give the man a pen and paper.
Okay. You produce some. He starts writing furiously, like holds the paper up to his hand, and at one point the quill breaks through the paper. Damn it! Gets a little pissed off. Or he just starts furiously writing like everything that's gone down. Looks back up at you. You will have to answer for his crimes.
In what manner?
You appointed him to a position of power within your realm, and he assaulted and murdered government officials.
Oh dear.
He is now on the lam, and a search will be handled by the Arcana Persepolis. We will find him and bring him to justice. In the meantime, word of this treason will be sent to Lord Edmund in Ostia as your liege lord, and logged away in Beneventum. It is up to Edmund to decide your fate and the fate of your court wizard. Murder is a very serious crime.
Okay.
Royce has been a bad boy.
Yeah, he
Yes.
was.
Oh,
Yes,
Oh,
he
yeah.
has.
He
That's an
killed a
understatement.
cop!
Yeah, it might not have been the best idea in hindsight.
He finishes scribble. You see him quickly sign the piece of paper. I'll like rip it in half, grab the half, and start scribbling something else down. Are you casting suggestion on him again?
Yes.
Okay, what are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that I'm suggesting that he decide he sees that I am I'm trying to think of the words. He sees that I am
Repentant?
and what do you call it? Where you're where there's the crime, but because you didn't know about it, you're where there's a thing, but because you didn't know about it, you're kind of safe.
Well, I'm pretty sure the way it goes that if you break the law but you're unaware of the law, you're still guilty.
Yeah, but there's a phrase.
Ignorance?
Yeah, okay, I'll take it. I was like, that he's, but I'm both. I suggest that he sees that I'm both ignorant, repentant, and that he would suggest that a fine would cover the crimes befitting Artlocks.
All right, so you bust out your lute and start playing a
I've
tune
been holding
to
that
it.
the entire
The whole time. The whole time. Gotcha. Okay.
I have it like at the ready and just like twiddling.
He looks at you with quizzically, and you just see him stare for a moment and narrow his eyes.
Didn't work, did it?
He goes, but on the other hand, as a lord, a hefty fine might do the trick as well.
How much would you suggest?
as well. These are interesting times we live in. And I've got to say, I've never written a ticket for murder before. But as you were not the one who cast
criminal
the
negligence.
spells, criminally negligent homicide. He goes, I'll write a suggestion to Edmund. You'll get a summons from your lord, and you'll be required to appear before him.
Okay, and then I'm gonna continue down the road and head towards the Arcana Persepolis place.
Okay, so
to
you're
go.
just going to the DMP?
The DMP to do all the other stuff.
Okay, so you wait in line for about 6 hours at the DMP, waiting for your turn. You see a lot of very unruly customers there, parents with teenage children and things like that, old people, nervously shuffling stacks of paper around, and you go through the tests and whatnot at the Arcana. You have to pay a 20 gold registration fee, and then a $450 or gold fee for failure to register appropriately.
Yeah, fair.
So 470 gold.
Where's my current account? There. $470, yeah?
Total, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
All right, but
How's that?
you are now an appropriately registered wizard in the realm.
I prefer
And
spell user. Wizard's derogatory to everyone.
true. Arcanist.
Arcanist, yes.
And if your birthday comes up in the draft, you might have to.
What is my
serve.
character's birthday? Hold on. I don't think that's actually on my bio sheet. Huh.
So you spend the day doing that. You return to Ostia. Your house is bereft of servants. The door is left ajar. There is a petrified Coswin standing in the foyer, and the slowly smoking and smoldering remains of a police officer on your staircase.
Is anybody in the house?
All your servants are gone.
Thought that might happen.
Any of the other characters could be there. Perry could be there if he wanted to be.
I think Perry left.
Oh, damn.
Oh, you
Yeah.
bugged out.
I mean,
Okay.
I can ask him if he wants to come back.
It's alright, I'm
What's up
literally going to ask him to go to Tyburn to get someone to bury this police officer.
You guys gotta fucking need to find like
It's very
designated.
Oh, this one's not going to be
unmarked.
unmarked. I'm going to...
Are you sure?
I mean, to be fair, I don't know the guy's name.
That's a good point.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, well. I mean... I want to know where the grave is, just in case like it comes up with Edmund, so I can just show them where the body is.
Just in case you're arrested and you need to make a plea bargain, you could tell them where the corpse is, so the family can have some.
You make me sound like a serial killer.
Well, I mean, if the title fits.
And then I'm gonna...
I wouldn't call you a serial killer.
Just a murderer.
And then, obviously, like, how close to the center of the room is the statue of Coswin?
It's closer to the doorway than to the center of the room.
Okay. I need to grab people, probably the next morning. I'm going to grab a load of the guards and have him just, like, shifted into a corner. So, like, So it looks, yeah, the statue of Coswin.
Okay, so you're gonna move Coswin where?
Like not upstairs or anything, just sort of scoot him. So he's just out the way of the door.
He weighs like 800 pounds right now.
How many people will that take to move? I don't.
You're just hauling him, half a dozen.
Yeah, just get like 6 of us to shuffle him like into a corner of the room.
Okay.
That's gonna scuff up your floors mighty bad, though.
I'd rather it scuff up the floor than scuff up the Coswin, because if he ever comes back to life, whatever damage is done to him in statue form.
As you guys start scooching him across the floor, you're kind of like walking him like side to side, like if you're trying to move a dresser by yourself.
Yeah.
You don't want to drag it. Walk it. You hear a little, and you look down, and like part of his foot, like
oh no,
shattered off, just like sloughed off.
No.
So yeah, that happened.
So he's footless.
Part he's not footless.
You made him a
like,
cripple.
He might walk with a limp if he comes back.
Oh, Roach is gonna hate me. Oh, okay. Well, that's him just put to one side. Guess I'll say a few words about Coswin. He was a mighty strange man, and despite all of his flaws, he did save my life on multiple occasions, and for that I'm forever thankful.
As you're saying this small prayer to Coswin, over your shoulder, little puffs of smoke rise up off of a charred body.
Right, I'm gonna go bury that body, I guess.
What are you doing with it?
I'm gonna put it in a grave at the Temple of Helm. And
requisition a like a horse and carriage, just haul it down there.
I have a horse and carriage.
Okay.
That was something that I can't remember who bought, that stayed in town for a long time. So I'll just take it down. I'll bury it. I'll put a marker on it, so I know where it is, just in case I need to know where it is. And God, I've got so many folders open. Yeah, I guess What would you like to do first, Ben? Would you like me to do the summons with Edmund, or would you like me to do some of my other stuff? It depends what the time frame is for this.
What else did you want to do?
That thing that we messaged about. I wanted to set that going.
Oh yeah, that's perfectly fine. How many people did you want to hire for that?
I wanted to hire at least one for the major a couple of the major cities of the Empire.
All right, so let's say 1, 2, like 5, 6.
Yeah.
So Ostia, Beneventum, Silvium, Maleventum, Vigilum. Say 5. Those are the major ones.
Yeah.
So 5. You're gonna hire 5 recruiters. You're gonna need to provide them with probably about 75 gold each
For
living expenses and bribes and things like that.
Yep. And then like the recruiters are like, I've given them a like a set of credentials.
Mm-hmm.
to like mark the people against that, so they choose the right people, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
Um,
And do me a favor and roll a history check with advantage.
history check.
This is going to be you and Arcus seeing how much information you could ply about the ancient. Okay, 14 and 14. So, the information that you guys are able to gather, and this is mostly stuff you already knew, but I'm just going to be reiterating it. The order was an order of knights whose sworn purpose was to locate and fight evil.
Mm-hmm.
It was, evil entities were much more prevalent in the realm, thousands of years ago, so that the order was quite large, numbering hundreds of members. But several hundred years ago, the order had dwindled to but a few dozen, and the members gathered for one final mission, basically to fight some sort of grand evil. You don't know what it was exactly, but they all came together and marched together to fight something, and they were all slain. Though the entire order was wiped out to the man. Apius Major, the last leader of the knights, was buried in the tomb that you guys befouled, which is where all of the previous leaders were buried. All of the members were returned to their families, and they were done with, in their own cultural positions. And the order just waned into non-existence for centuries until you came upon the tomb.
Fair enough. I've come up with a almost code of chivalry, a 10-point code of chivalry for the it's kind of one. It's the checklist for what I want the recruiters to find, but it's also something that members will swear by.
Okay.
And then there's also an oath. And an initiation thing, and I also wanted to basically is what I want to do. The first chamber before the Underdark. I wanted to turn that into the meeting room for said order.
This is where you guys fought the raid.
This is where Elric died. Yeah.
The first time.
Yeah.
And okay, this is okay.
Just because I thought it's a room that's out of the way.
Go ahead and do a religion check.
19.
Okay, so the Order of Apius Major is a very lawful, good society. And this place is very, very infused with evil energy. It would need to be purged, consecrated in some way for you to take proper advantage of it. You can still do it. You can still use it perfectly fine. But, I mean, you're talking about, the powers that be might
not like it.
Or maybe they'll like it a lot. You don't know. You don't know. Just putting it out there. It's a place of desecration, and you're talking about using it as a meeting place for a lawful good society. So you could use it perfectly fine, or
yeah. It's kind of just like it's the only place I know that's out of the way and in my firm control. And it's quite poetic that a lawful good society that's to do with protecting...
If you hadn't noticed, I'm a knight.
Sorry. I had a subscription alert up here, and I was like, let that play before I continue talking.
Because, like, if you remember correctly, that pedestal that that you dragged Elric's body up on was very specifically designed for like sacrifices, because it had these channels to pull the blood away from the sacrifice and down the sides into that cavern below.
It's also quite poetic that a group of lawful good, like protectors, is guarding the entrance to somewhere quite evil.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you this right now. I rolled to see how successful your scouts were. I rolled 3 1s, a 6, and a 7.
I wish you'd let me roll that.
You get they return. Two of the men return.
If you hadn't
two scrawny
noticed,
lads,
I'm a knight.
Thanks for the follow, guys.
who look like they may have been, on their asses on their last gold piece, and were promised food and lodging and glory. If they came with the recruiters.
So
The other three come back completely empty-handed.
They pulled an Aquilus.
So you have 2 recruits.
What do the
don't
recruits...
look like? They don't look like they've held a sword in their life.
Yeah, no, send them away.
Oh, you're not even gonna. Oh, you're just gonna. Okay.
Okay, I'll give them a gold piece each for their trouble and send them away.
Wow. Okay.
5 gold pieces each for their trouble and send them away.
Alrighty.
And then I will send the recruiters back out, but specifically to observe. They need to observe. They don't need to openly recruit. They need to be my extra eyes and ears, and they need to wait and look for people who fit the description.
Okay.
And if I will give them incentive, if they return with someone befitting the order, they will be rewarded.
With what?
I'm leaving it vague.
Okay.
Midge, actually, could I ask you a question?
Yes.
What are the exact requirements that these guys are looking for?
Sure, I will quickly put in the tabletop chat the tenants document.
Because...
Midge... go ahead, Doug.
Oh, no, I'm just thinking aloud. Sorry. Go on.
Midge, roll a perception check.
A perception check.
Yeah.
22.
Okay. Over the weeks and months that you spend administering the realm after your father leaves, you notice that on a fairly regular basis, one of your guards that you hired, one of the original, 19 now because one died.
Yeah.
On a very regular basis, he leaves for about a week. He's the only one who does it.
I'm going to confront the guard.
Hey, what would you like to ask him?
I've noticed...
Double check.
And I'm going to confront him. I'm going to make sure I confront him when he's at the guardhouse with everyone else.
Okay. It's a young man in his late teens. Very handsome. His name is Abner.
Abner,
Yes?
how comes you keep disappearing every now and then? Taking a week off?
Oh, seems to be my business and not yours.
Well, I'm paying you, and I'm your liege lord, so yes, it's my business.
Technically, the state pays me.
I am the state.
And the Senate!
He just crosses his arms and goes, "It's not my place to say."
Do you like your job?
Shrugs his shoulder.
Do you like living in Rend?
It's less crowded than Karna.
And I suggest you tell me what you're up to, or you might find that you have neither of those.
When you say suggest, are you literally just saying suggest, or are you casting suggestion?
Starts playing his lute.
Roll a persuasion check.
20.
He just kind of like leans back on two legs on his chair, and he goes, "Fuck if I care. That crazy mage you hobnob around with paid me to visit some broad over in Dunham."
Okay.
Gave me a boatload of gold and sends me over there. Drop off the gold and I come back. Easy peasy.
Thank you for telling me. Keep doing as he says. And I leave.
As you turn around, he starts making faces at you. Yes. You hear a bunch of the other guards laughing.
If I remember correctly, Coswin's from Dunham. Oh, sorry. Coswin. So. Oh,
and before we continue, where exactly were you burying that corpse?
In the graveyard.
Just in the unmarked grave at...
Well, I've left a marker. It's not unmarked.
Does it say anything?
It's just like a stone that I've put I carved a little cross into. It's just so I know where the corpse is.
Okay.
And I have told Tyburn on the sly that that's what's there.
Oh, you told him?
I told Tyburn, yeah.
Okay. You're doing this in what, like the middle of the night?
I did this, yeah, when... Yeah.
All right. Do a sleight of hand check.
Rolls are a bit naff today.
I'm about to say you were rolling against to see if a decrepit old man sees you, but okay.
Fair. Yeah, so...
So, did you want to do anything else before your summons?
I guess we should go ahead with the summons. I did want to put in an order for, like... stuff to spruce up the meeting room.
In your house?
Yeah. So stuff to spruce up the place where the order are going to meet. So, like, banners.
Okay.
Make sure there's a door.
Door with a lock.
Door with a lock. And then eventually one of the members of the order will be...
Brazilian rosewood meeting table.
Yeah, not one... Yeah, and just, like, make sure it's, yeah.
Like yeah, that's no problem. I'm gonna say most of this stuff you could procure, like, at cost because, you're the fucking lord.
Mm-hmm.
You know somewhere where you can get banners from without having to pay for them.
Well, there's a tailor at the Temple Helm, isn't there?
There is. Matilda. Yeah. Okay. So.
I guess I'll prepare for my summons.
Several weeks go by, and a messenger arrives with a sealed letter from Lord Edmund requesting that you appear before him in Ostia to answer for supposed crimes against the state.
Let's go then.
Okay, so you travel to Ostia.
Mm-hmm.
It's fall, so the chill weather isn't particularly
nice.
Unheard of. Slight drizzle, that fog still permeates the like tundra surrounding Ostia. But as you go up the old siege ramp, which has been smoothed out, kind of rise above it, make it to Ostia, you can see that there's new banners all around the town with Edmund's sigil, which is the House Creighton sigil, just slightly altered with some slightly different coloration.
Yeah.
And you are allowed into the house when you show the summons. There's a number of guards there. You are brought into the little antechamber where you stand and wait for a little while before a elderly servant comes in, brings you forward.
Is it the elderly servant I know?
Nope, he's dead.
Oh.
Yeah, you guys saw his body when you were briefly when you came here before.
Oh.
Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, Isil's dead.
That's
Yeah, that
Also-
came
also
came
hi.
up. Oh, hey.
Hi, Roach.
Hi, Roach.
Midge, you want to tell him what you did to him?
No.
You're a cripple now, Harry.
What happened?
He broke off half of one of your feet, moving you.
Great.
But
Because you know
anyhow,
that carries to whenever you're
I know.
Yeah.
stoned.
I specifically stated that before I moved you as well. But
well, I was as he was like, I'm gonna move him into a corner. I was like, well, he weighs like 800 pounds. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get 6 guys to drag him, and I rolled, and they didn't do very well on their dex checks.
Ben's rolling. I also sent him to get like. I'm currently sending messengers and stuff around, and like 3 of them rolled 1s. Like
He sent 5 people out to try to recruit people to his new order. So I rolled for every single guy every single messenger he sent out. It was a 1, a 1, a 1, a 6, and a 7. So they didn't do too bad. But anyhow, you are brought you're escorted into Edmund's like throne room area. You see him sitting up on his throne, accompanied by Borkvard. Other than that, the room is empty and the doors shut behind you.
greetings, friends.
Without standing up, he looks down
My
at
lord.
you and pulls out this this sheet of paper that's been ripped in half, and he reads it over real quick. You see his eyes go back and forth. He goes, "Sir Artlocks, I have a letter here from a clerk from the Arcana Consophocles who claims that you twice used magic against him in an attempt to dissuade him from his duty, and assisted in the murder of an arcanist."
I'll admit to the suggestion part, but the murder is it just happened in my house while I happened to be there. I wasn't involved in any way, other than it was someone that I hired.
He looks over the sheet of paper again. He goes, "Yeah, your court wizard, as you identified him, as Felix, aka Coswin, aka Royce Ashenar,
Yeah.
is true."
It's true. I had no knowledge, however, that he was to fly off the handle as he did.
But you were aware that he was impersonating another magic user, and you kept him in your court nonetheless.
The man saved my life. I felt the loyalty to him.
He looks over at Borkvard and he goes, "And this man saved my life, and he's been duly rewarded. But within the bounds of the law. Being a lord and being titled does not put you above the law."
I understand that, sir. My lord. And I am most regretful of the situation that unfolded.
gives a big sigh. I have to admit, I titled you in haste. I'm beginning to regret my decision.
I'm sorry that you feel that way, my lord. I would like to put forward as well that Coswin was relatively instrumental in the siege of Ostia. He proved himself very worthily in the assault of the city, and again he became an upstanding citizen. He was, despite his flaws, his loyalty and his trust in people shone through, and I just felt I couldn't displace him from office despite the fact he was in hiding. And I hope, my lord, that you'll forgive me for that.
As you finish your speech, you watch as a third figure materializes behind the throne.
Is it Nicodemus?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Roll a perception check.
Is it going to be the wizard from the...
Without eyes.
It's hard putting a face. It's hard putting a face. Hang on a sec, my wife just got home.
And why I asked you, Midge, for the tenants is because this could be a great way to write in my character.
Exactly, and it's the exact same thing for Chris.
Because my character is a swashbuckler, which is me. He is taking a duelist.
Oh, interesting.
So, Midge, did you ever read that note from Coswin yet? In the weeks since
I haven't gotten
he's
to that
effectively died?
It's only been a couple of days. Well, no, it's been a week.
It's been a couple of weeks.
It's been a couple of weeks because I waited for the summons, but
Okay.
Okay,
Sorry about that.
all right.
but
this gentleman...
Coswin Roach, I will tell you that I found that there's someone sending money to your hometown in your name.
Oh, they finally figured that one out after a year.
I found that one out. Yeah, just.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'll read that letter.
So the gentleman
If I get out of this alive.
who just materialized behind the throne just kind of steps up next to it on the opposite side of Borkvard, and Edmund looks at him and goes, "Repeat to me what you said before." And you watch as the guy just kind of like nervously rubs his eye a little bit and he goes, well, we reported to House the fuck's your name?
Allendale. Yeah.
House Allendale on report of a unregistered magical user. We went through the house staff before heading off to the town. We discovered that both the Lord Artlox here and his court wizard, Coswin, a.k.a. Royce, a.k.a. Felix, was impersonating a magical user. They both lied to us about their position. Royce attempted to murder my compatriot, my partner.
Succeeded.
And when he failed, he returned, my partner returned, and he promptly cast 2 fireballs at him and immolated him alive. Artlox neglected to assist us in the ensuing fray, cast spells against us. And then, given the opportunity, I got the fuck out of there and saved my own life.
I cast a spell of suggestion in order to help your other man escape. I thought it would be... I was of two worlds, and I thought the Arcana could handle themselves. Since finding that I was unlawfully registered, I have gone and registered. I'm going to produce my my ticket, and I have gone and registered and
went to the DMP
and made my abilities as a spellcaster known to the realm. As I should have in the
when you just try to trail off there, Edmund gives a quick nod to the gentleman who walks over to one of the side doors you've seen used a couple times. He opens it up and produces the clerk, who then comes out, and Edmund just gives him a like a go ahead, and goes, "It is true that he used a spell against me that resulted in me leaving the premises unharmed. But then he used the same spell to try to get me to relinquish the charges against him in favor of a hefty fine. He failed. That brings us here." With that, the other two leave, leaving you in Borkvard.
Cosplay Spirit shakes his head. He told him murder was the only answer, and he tried talking his way out.
Borkvard walks down the steps to be on the same level as you, walks behind you, puts a hand on your shoulder.
Isn't Borkvard like 3 feet shorter than him, though? Wouldn't that be?
It's like 18 inches.
You said a hand, you mean the hand.
Yeah, there you go. Good point. Lays the hand on you. Edmund clears his throat because he's got some phlegm. And he looks at you and he goes, "If you were me, what would you do?" If someone in your court came up to you, someone in your charge, and these crimes were laid against them, big smile comes across his face, what would you do?
Seeing the gravity...
Feel the fingers press into your shoulder a little.
Seeing the gravity of the situation, I would have no option but to punish the accused party, but I would also like to think that it would be wise for me, if I was in your position, to understand the accused's point of view and not I would feel that sentencing if I'm honest, my lord, I don't know.
He stands up at this point and he goes, "I'll give you the choice. Choice A, you relinquish your title. That is your punishment. Your lands, the title will default to me. I'll hand them out as I see fit." Big smile on his face. Choice B. Leans back a little bit. I'll reward you eternally.
You're asking me. I don't want to be a vampire. Surely there's another way to pledge my loyalty.
I'm all ears. You didn't have anything in mind, did you?
Nope. Just not a fan of biting.
Give him a boat. We've got one of those.
Well, just let me get this straight. He got in trouble for trying to bribe that official, or basically casting a spell to try to convince him that a bribe was appropriate.
I'm just going to point out one thing. He did specifically ask Coswin to deal with the Arcanum.
Who did?
Edmund. Remember when he gave us all a little quest at the end of his little arc and everything? He took Coswin and he said, "I don't trust the Arcanum either. You better figure out what's going on with them."
Yeah, and you told him to fuck off.
Yep, but that was still technically a quest given.
Yeah, it was a quest given that you didn't take.
Oh, who knows? He doesn't know if I took it or not. He just knows I said fuck off.
You don't know what he knows.
I know I don't know what he knows, but I know what Artlox knows. And
Yeah.
Artlox knows that.
That's true. Okay.
And if memory serves, what he asked you to do was to investigate the Arcana specifically's.
Yeah, and Artlox knows
Actually,
Coswin's
no.
story.
No, what he asked you to do was investigate the disappearance of his longtime friend and former tutor.
No, he said he distrusted the Arcanum and investigate what's going on with them because he never trusted them. I know specifically because it's in my notes.
I have it written down in my notes too, and the quest that he gave you was to look for that gentleman.
I would like to put forward to my lord that you already have had my loyalty, and you had the loyalty of Coswin and many of my court since the day we found you, despite original interactions or...
I believe I was slapped 11 times during our original interactions, and threatened several times by members of your crew.
I'm trying to remember.
Several of them, not just one. Several.
Lots of those are dead now. I would just...
Quillis isn't.
Aquilus lives!
Does that mean he wants me to go murder Aquilus?
Yeah, no, that was me talking. That wasn't him.
Take that deal. Take that one.
Oh,
Shouldn't be too hard.
Just take him out back and talk about the rabbits.
You're gonna go to a place where you can run free and be happy.
With the Alpha
what's-
George.
What's your? You suggested that you could do something else for him. What do you plan on offering?
Is there anything my lord needs doing? A way of me showing that you can trust me again, as I seem to have lost that favor.
He walks up to you and kind of just he puts his arm on your back and just kind of ushers you forward away from Borkvard, who lets go of your back. It's like you didn't realize how firmly he was holding you until the pressure was gone. You're just like, oh, fuck, dude. He starts talking quietly. Sigmund. He's been taken by forces of evil.
You didn't vocalize there, Ben. It didn't get picked up.
If you could track down his whereabouts and bring me, I don't know, his remains, I could be persuaded to forget about this.
I will see it done, my lord. His evil shall be ridded from our fair lands. And I'm going to bow.
Going to just take your eyes off him?
No, just a curt bow.
Just a little...
as in
Okay.
your wish is my command, so...
Okay. Do me a favor real quick and roll a con saving throw.
I'm not good at those.
As you go to bow a little, you feel like your arm just kind of seize up a little bit, like a jolt of electricity. Just you know, have you ever touched like a power outlet or anything like that, and just that really quick, and your arm just kind of straightens out? You get that a little bit in your arm, and it tingles a little bit, but it passes. That's it.
Have I just been bitten by a fucking vampire?
No. Borkvard standing 10, 12
I
feet
think
away.
it's-
Edmund's
I
right
think
in front of
it's
you.
Easier to spot than a brown recluse bite or something.
Yeah, exactly. Although a vampire could turn into a brown recluse spider. Or is it just a bat?
I think it's just a bat, man. I don't think they have full polymorph. I think they have like a limited one, or change or whatever.
Yeah, a tiny bat or a medium cloud of mist, and then back to its true form. So no, he couldn't turn into a brown recluse spider unless he had an item. But
Unless he
anyhow,
was a wizard.
well, a lot of people or a druid or had a magical item. There's a lot of people who could do shit
Imagine
like
a
that.
druid vampire. That'd be scary. A giant
I don't think
vampire
you
werebear?
could.
Like, come on.
I don't think you could be. Or no, is it? I'm thinking 4th edition because don't druids have to be true? Don't have they be neutral to do that, or is that just a thing in 4th edition?
I mean, not all
don't think it's a
vampires
thing in
need to be
5th.
evil.
Yeah.
That's just racist.
That's into the alignment
So
problem.
you are allowed to leave. Without being further molested. Borkvard blocks your path for just a second. You stare down at him before he takes a step off to the side, wordlessly. You're allowed to leave.
I'm going to inspect my arm.
You pull the shield off for just a moment and look at your arm. Seems okay.
Wait, he was armed the whole time with a shield on his arm?
If he's not, unless he specifically says he's not carrying his weapons and armor and shit, I just always.
Oh yeah, my shield goes on my back though, so.
Okay. Seems okay.
Wait, my shield shocks people who touch it if they're evil. Or if they're of ill intention. I remember that. Oh, so my shield was telling me that this isn't a good thing.
It didn't like what you did.
No, you're not. I'm not even on camera right now.
Okay, so my shield didn't like what I did.
Your shield was upset. You are weak.
So,
maybe I should try talking to the fucking shield. So I'm returning to Rend. To begin my investigation, I guess.
okay.
And to continue with the development of the Order.
Okay. So would anybody else like to do anything? Talk, toss one.
Yeah.
Rich,
How well
Bosman's-
did his frickin' goofballs trying to go off and find people roll this time?
Not bad. Where's your character from?
My character's from. Hang on. Where the hell is Roll20? I have so many tabs. He is from Sylvium.
Yeah.
We had someone there, that's true.
Yeah. Someone went by. Someone came through the town, talking about an order of knights who are going
God, they
to,
really don't listen to orders, do they?
sir, who would be bound to a code of conduct and would hunt evil in all of its forms in the realm.
How well is the pay?
Artlocks?
I never specified pay.
No.
The guard just shrugs at me. It's...
Just be mostly for adventure and glory.
He just shrugs at you and goes, "It exists, I think."
I think we get paid.
Well, like he didn't even agree to the pay to his messengers there. He literally said, "I specifically leave it vague."
Does that get him thinking as well and go, "This is bullshit, what the fuck?" It stops in Sylvia. I'm just not doing this anymore.
So what character did you roll up, dog?
I am rolling up a swashbuckler, which is from
we're
the
gonna have
Sword
two
Coast
rogues.
Adventurers Guide. And they are basically...
Swashbuckler is also in Alexander's Guide. Todd.
Yeah,
That's the
that-
actual one that we should be using.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yep, a swashbuckling rogue.
So we're gonna have two rogues.
Went from 0 to 2.
Yeah, all of the rogues.
God, this is gonna be a strange party. Hold
It's
on.
gonna be you guys went from like just a DPS party to like you're transforming to like a sneak party.
No, a Swashbuckler's still DPS.
Yeah, no,
It's very much a DPS.
swashbucklers
class.
are they're rogue fighters basically.
Specialized in single weapon sword fighting, and they use all their roguish actions to. They can use their cunning action to do multiple things other than normal rogues. So they can go in, attack, cunning action, disengage, and then get out again.
Yep.
And they can keep doing sneak attacks and shit the whole time. So like at level 6, he can do an extra 3d6 damage every attack, just if he's working with somebody else on an enemy. It's ridiculous.
We're gonna have me, a bard, a paladin, a cleric, two rogues,
Two rogues.
and a ranger.
Yep, no magic
Wow, the
anymore.
spellcasting really went out the window.
Yeah,
didn't
no,
it?
spellcasting just kind of died.
I played Coswin for more than a year. All right, I'm done with spellcasting.
I understand.
Well,
So wait.
98% of Coswin's body is still there.
Roach,
Or whatever,
are
if
you
you ever feel like
playing a
revisiting.
rogue?
I might be. I might be playing a rogue.
What kind of rogue?
One of the ones from the guide.
Are we going to have swashbuckling duels?
No, it's one of the ones from Guide to Everything. One of the 4 there.
Oh, ooh.
That's
Three of those are
definitely not-
very interesting.
Definitely not a combat one though.
Mastermind?
Maybe.
Anyway,
Well, it's either Mastermind or the other one, which is you're basically Sherlock Holmes rogue.
So, at least one of your messengers comes back. Would you like to join the messenger?
I'd be interested. But you'd have to give me a few days to get everything in order before I leave.
That's fine.
So yeah, I show up with a wagon pulled by 2 horses.
Brought an
And
entire wagon?
yeah, here's the reason. He has a wife,
you have
a family.
Oh, good.
Not a family. He doesn't have any kids. But like he's packed up basically everything and said, "Well, we're moving to new grounds. I don't like the city."
Just self. Kill Togs.
No. Yep, they're both wood elves.
Oh my god. Shit! Oh, this is fantastic. So not only,
You guys are gonna have so much trouble in.
so
in
not only have
population
we
centers.
like emptied the human element of the party, the spellcasting element, we've emptied the human element of the party, literally.
Elves, 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 elves,
Literally,
elves, elves.
it's gonna be Parry and Tyburn are gonna be the
Tyburn.
only humans. We're gonna stick out like sore thumbs in a human realm.
Yeah,
Oh, it's gonna be fantastic.
it's not like you guys didn't fucking know that going into it, except for you, Arlox, who rolled up the character before you got here.
Yeah.
I've had this character ready for ages, so
Yeah.
I knew what I was getting into.
But yeah, no, we join him with all our not all our worldly belongings, but most of our worldly belongings.
So,
Okay.
you've got like a gypsy camp starting up outside your house.
I take it the messenger introduces me to the man.
Yeah, go for it.
Hang on, let
Okay.
me,
What do I see when I first Tog? You can tell
He's
me
about 5'6". If you need that in metric, I can tell you
this.
in
No,
metric.
I know I can do that. It's
Thank
weird.
God.
Britain does height in imperial, but other things in metric. It's confusing.
Yeah, you guys are all sorts of fucked up over there, and you still
And yet you still use stone.
Stone.
Yep.
What the fuck is that?
I weigh about 10 stone. Yeah.
Now, what is a stone?
No one knows.
12 ounces. 12 ounces is what the stone is.
He seems
No,
Shit,
no,
it's not.
No, it's not 12
No,
ounces because that would mean you weigh like 8 pounds, Mitch.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
right.
it's-
So,
A stone weighs like 14 pounds.
yeah, that's right.
yeah, exactly.
14
One stone
pounds.
is 14
Sorry,
pounds.
Got it
So-
the wrong way around.
So 10 stone is 140 pounds. Now you see a slightly tanned 5'6" elf with chestnut brown hair and blue gray eyes. Seems to be about 25 years, but for elves, fucking elves, he could be 200 and look like 25.
So he looks like Elric, basically.
He has large scars running down the length side of the left side of his face that look like old sword wounds. The one touches the left side of his lip and causes the left side of his mouth to slightly quirk up. He's slender. He's slender even for an elf. Like, elves are generally not bulky. He's really not bulky.
Okay.
And he's got a rapier on one side and a dagger on the other side. And I will tell you what his wife looks like when I type up his wife.
It's fine. I just wanted to know what he looked like. Okay, I offered. I welcome the elf. I inquire his name.
Greetings. My name is Valil. I heard that you were trying to organize some form of group of knights.
You'll get answers if you can prove yourself.
How so?
Okay, I am going to... I want you to go out into town and come back to me
Murder the first.
when you think
person you
you've proved
see.
yourself.
No other requirements?
Other requirements.
Shrugs. Okay.
Okay, what are you doing?
I'll head into
Val?
town and can I perception check to see if there's anyone in particular need of assistance?
Sure. There is an old woman standing at a crosswalk.
God damn it! Why are there always old women in these towns?
That's about it. A lot of people around. Most people are going about their business.
Of course, I offer to assist her so that she's not bowled over by, like, the one cart that's in this village.
Hey,
No, there's
That
lot
has a
of traffic.
horn
There's
for
a lot
some
of-
reason.
A lot of through traffic here. People come and go pretty regularly.
there's a magic circle here and everything now.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I offer her assistance if she wishes to cross the road.
There's a stable and stabling house.
Gives you a quizzical look. Shakes her head.
I see. Do you need any help, though?
No!
I assume it's said in that weird pseudo-manny voice.
Yeah.
Nods, bids her a good day, continues on his way. I am going to poke into the inn to see if there's any rumors or anything that could need to be done.
So I got to play a piano in the corner.
Could I make a perception check inside the inn?
You're just looking inside the inn?
Yeah, I walk into the inn to look around to see if there's any, like, rumor or anything like that.
Sure. A couple people are talking about how the lord of the area was summoned before his lord for questioning. That there was murders afoot.
Murder, eh?
Yeah, murder.
Strokes mustache.
And an arcanist from the Arcana Pontificalis was murdered in the Lord's very house, in his foyer.
I see. By who?
By the court wizard himself.
I'm loving this.
I see.
The court wizard in the foyer with the fireball.
Does anyone is anyone there? Is there anyone there that plays dragon chess?
You mean chess?
Yeah, dragon chess. Chess.
It's like
Fuck is
it's like
dragon chess?
it's like playing a future game, being like, is there the space bathroom anywhere? It's just called a bathroom. Just because it's in space doesn't mean.
Well, actually, dragon
It's what
chess.
it's called. It's what it's called in the book.
To be fair, dragon chess is a different thing. It is a 3-board form of
So
chess. It's 3D chess.
So it's Star Trek chess, space chess.
Some
Basically.
pieces are dragons and they can
Yeah.
fly, Ben.
So it's space chess, and instead of bishops, there's arcanists.
Is one being murdered by a fireball?
There is nobody in there interested in playing chess.
I see. Well, I speak with the barkeep
The plump older woman.
and
curly
ask her
hair.
if she needs any assistance in doing things.
He's getting a summer job.
She's like, well, yes, I could use help tending bar. Do you have any experience tending bar?
No, but I have experience tending management of certain things.
She kind of leans in and goes, are you coming on to me?
No, ma'am, I'm married.
Big smile. Well, I own this place. I don't need a manager. Oh, I like how you're just filling out job applications now.
I mean, he didn't give me anything else. It's like, I assume reading the tenets of this thing, do good things. You know, don't.
Well, you
kick
haven't read the
puppies.
tenets.
Don't kick puppies.
I'm testing your character's wile and ability to just be a good person, and the reason I didn't give you any order to do that is that you shouldn't be ordered to be a good person.
Well, inform me if there's any work that comes around. I could use it. Me and my wife are settling here.
Just kind of gives you a wide-eyed look. Oh, okay.
I tip my hat respectfully to her and leave.
It's a jaunty little elf in a hat. It's great.
Turns to her young granddaughter, and just be like, very strange man.
Strange elf people. I move back to the cart and, actually up the art locks and say, is there any houses that are available right now?
Nope. At this point, they're full. If you want a new one, you got to build it.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Unfortunately, there's free plots of land. There's a lot of plots of land in town. Available, but
We're just inviting the gypsies in.
you'd have to build a house, and if you want to buy land, you'd have to talk to Arcus. He's my
Where's Mr. Arcus?
he's my treasurer.
Where the fuck is Arcus?
Arcus is at the house, so
If I may speak to him.
Arcus! There's a gentleman here wanting to buy a bit of land for a house.
All right, Arcus, the half-elf, runs up. He's got this big old tome in his hands.
I tip my hat to him respectfully.
He just stares at you.
Greetings. I was looking to procure a plot of land.
Okay, how big?
Oh. How big do you have, and what runs here?
And he goes through and shows you several different plots of land. Some large enough to have a house and a barn and like a small stable for animals in it. Others small, just footprint of a small few room house.
What about in between those? Like enough for some farm and things like that.
You're not gonna have a farm here.
Okay, is that a communal
It's a
thing?
town with a wall. You're not gonna get a farm inside it.
True.
When I say an area for a fenced off area, I'm talking about for a couple pigs or something.
As in a back
okay.
garden. Like,
You're not gonna have 700 head of cattle rolling around in here.
like, yeah, just imagine like a back garden is what he's suggesting.
Also, there's no arable land.
Yeah, it's a mountainous town.
Mm.
Or it's a town in the valley of a mountain, basically.
Yeah, like the grass grows patchy and brown.
Its two main trades now are fishing and horse breeding.
Doesn't smell very good anymore.
Didn't smell good in the first place. It was a graveyard before we got here.
True.
And there's
So it went
the
from,
ammonium,
like, a musty,
the
moldy
ammonium
smell.
laundrette as well down the road.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You got the you got Rufus's laundrette over there.
You know, until we start getting spice traders in from the Mediterranean. I mean, where I'm from.
Well,
I-
mean, your father did leave, and his Giguska ship is not there anymore either.
After you had like a frickin' cease and desist war with him.
Oh wait, did he finally leave?
No, his ship did though. He's still doing business. His ship's gone.
How much is for one plot of land for enough for a okay house, like not a one-room shanty, like a reasonable home?
He looks at you, Art Locks, and just goes, "Now we used to be giving this stuff away for free, but the town is settled. So what do you
Well, I am willing to bring in all my own building material."
And fiddles his quill a little bit. I mean, are you? He's basically trying to coyly ask you if he's going to charge for this or not. Okay. You're standing behind him, just going.
just over the top of this wood elf's head, like.
Okay, he looks at you and goes, for the plot of land, 1,200 gold.
1,200 gold.
Tog's jaw just hit the floor.
Could I do a insight check to see how reasonable that is?
Sure. Midge, I was so hoping you were going to do an insight check to see if that guy was lying to you or not, too.
What one?
The clerk.
I always forget about insight checks. Is the problem? It's the one. Like...
Oh yeah, he rolled a natural 18 on that. So your suggested failed, and he was bullshitting you. And yeah, that seems up and up. Fair price.
I looked at Art Locks. So 1,200 gold pieces.
It's what my steward said.
Strokes his chin.
I'm gonna just go over in this time and dust Coswin.
Oh yes, I also heard about that court wizard.
You have no idea that this is him. This is just a very strange.
No, I'm just saying to Art Locks. Will that be an issue any further?
He's asking me if there's a murderer on the loose.
That has been dealt with. Continues to dust.
And there will be no problem with the magical authorities?
Pull out my paperwork.
Oh, so you're a magic user.
It seems a bit cheeky to be saying that thing to the Lord, but whatever. It's up to you. Little piece of Coswin's foot that was someone just scooched back into place, just goes.
I need some solder or something. Not solder, some solvent glue. Just.
Well,
if you fix the statue of someone, what happens?
Is it just the foot is
It does
glued?
not say.
Depends on how you try. Depends on how you try to fix it. There are ways that would repair him.
In theory, you could just use mending.
Yeah, you could use mending. You could also use stone shape to reconnect two pieces of stone. It's an option. There are things that you could do to connect it, but like artificial ones, not necessarily. Like putting glue on it, I would just come back, but I'd have an open wound with the glue that it's stone.
Just glue stuck.
Oh, Just
You'd have an open wound with glue.
Because the
in it.
pieces that break away don't turn back into flesh. It's only,
Oh!
so the foot would may remain stone.
You'd have an open wound with a rock stuck to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Okay.
That's terrifying.
Goddamn. Well,
If I look to Art Locks and say, would you permit me to set up a small campsite for my family while I get my expenses in order to look at how much money I have? If it is reasonable to buy this blood of land.
Gypsy camp. Once they're in, they're not gonna leave.
it has to be outside the wall, at least 500 feet from town.
Fair enough. Is that fair enough, Ben?
That's up to you.
Insight check.
I'm not your god. I mean, this is your personal opinion.
No, I'm just thinking back. Is that like reasonable compared? Because my character
Doesn't
is
matter if it's
well-traveled.
reasonable. I'm a lord. You listen to me.
True.
I'm about to say it's that or fuck off. So
It's that. Fuck off and roll up a new character.
Do you require any work that I could assist with? As a way to pay back the taking up of land you legally own.
Do I need any work done? Ben, do I need any work done?
up to you. You've got irons and fires.
I've got a couple of businesses I could.
You got a couple people who could disappear.
You saying I send him out as an assassin?
He looks like he could kick someone's ass.
Didn't you tell me he was small even for an elf?
Yeah, he's short, but he's an Italian short. He's really angry.
Okay.
It's like Joe Pesci.
I feel like the physical description you gave does not instill fear.
Yeah.
Neither did Coswin, really. He was a
Dude,
twig.
Cosmo's psychotic.
He was.
He wasn't 7 feet tall the whole time, though.
No.
He started at like 5'10" or 5'9" or something like that, and he still had an intimidation of like +6. Like it was, and he was thin and frail. So yeah.
Art locks every single time you look over at the statue of Coswin, that stone ring eats at you.
Yep, all my stuff, everything that was on my body. Which, since I don't know if Art Lux has looked at Coswin's room, so he doesn't know exactly what was on his body at the time, other than
I haven't.
what was there. You don't.
Magnificent ring, just glaring.
Cudgel
at you.
too. That cudgel, which is
Oh,
worth
yeah.
probably a lot.
Cudgel of the Dread Emperor.
I would. Okay. I offer. I offer this. No, I'm not actually. No, I'm not getting Tog to do any recruiting.
All you gotta do is agree to let him set up his gypsy camp outside of town somewhere.
Yeah, just set your camp up. Don't interfere with travel, and
Don't harass the passersby.
and don't let anyone else set up a camp.
Understood.
I don't want some shanty town outside my real town.
My shanty town in my real town inside my shanty town.
Yeah. I'm gonna take this moment to read Coswin's letter.
And Ben, I also need, after you're done with that, we need to discuss finances.
Okay.
So, do I have that letter? Where do I have that letter? Roach?
Just give me a second. I was cutting it down because I realized when I described it, I said it was a folded note instead of what I initially had in my thing, so I've been cutting the sections down a bit.
Okay. Okay, then in this time, I'm gonna check what was in your room. Was anything in your room?
Quite a bit was in my room. Let me actually open up Roll20.
Da-da-da-da-ba-da.
By the way, do I sound a little bit better whenever I'm keying up now? A little bit less background hiss.
That seems about the same to me.
It sounds tiny bit better to me, I think.
Because now the computer tower is on the complete other side of the desk. Instead of it being right next to it, it's now about 3 or 4 feet away.
Okay.
So it shouldn't be picking up the background fans. Okay. Well, you have inside of the room, you have Coswin's old set of robes.
Okay.
You have his winter blanket and his traveling gear.
Okay.
His herbalism kit has gone unused. All of his darts and daggers, because he was not expecting a fight at that time, so all he had on him was his magical staff when he was fighting. So all of his darts and daggers. His backpack, a couple of sets of rations, 1 piece of chalk. A component pouch. No, he has that on him. Never mind. That glass was used. A bag of healing herbs that he collected about 2 years ago. Was going to turn them into a potion, but never did. 1 lesser healing potion. Yeah, and that's it for items, because he was wearing the Ring of Protection and the studded leather armor at the time, as well as the Ring of Noble Kind.
God.
In a small box to the side of his bed, which seems to have been freshly commissioned. By the way, Ben, I spent an extra 50 gold pieces on this just because I thought it was funny. There is a small locked, almost chest-like object that's very small, but it definitely has some heft to it, as if there were metal objects inside of it.
Right. I'm gonna perception the chest.
Okay. You know more about this chest than I do, Roach. So why don't you take the chest, DM the chest quest?
Okay. All right. It seems to be a very well-made chest of oaken hue, with metal reinforcements around certain bits of it, and a small, almost medieval-looking padlock.
I'm gonna attempt to pick the lock.
All right.
Unless there's a key, next to it.
Well, if you could get a finger into one of the pockets inside of the stone, Coswin, you might feel a key somewhere around there.
A key made out of stone.
Yeah, maybe you could get a sketch, maybe you get like a charcoal sketch off of that.
Well, no, you could use it to make a mold.
I
Well,
guess.
the thing is
Well,
his
you
individual
succeeded.
items wouldn't be separate. It'd be like he was carved out of stone, so all the items would be part of it.
No, he meant he could
Chisel it off.
yeah. You succeed. You pop the lock open. And inside there are plenty of gold pieces, platinum piece. There's a platinum piece, a couple of gold pieces, and some silvers and some copper pieces. Specifically, if you take the time to count them, there are 2 copper pieces, 6 silver pieces, 1,556 gold pieces, and 1 platinum piece.
Is that everything that's in the room?
Oh, at the head of the bed, on the other side of the wall, from where the bed is, there is a wooden construction there that it seems to have a case of glass on top of it. And inside of the glass, on 2 stands, there is Coswin's old arcane staff that he used before he had the cudgel. There's a little brass fixture on the front of the case that says "Break in case of emergencies."
Oh, good. Okay, I'm going to take the lesser healing potion and I'm going to seal up the money and leave it in his room. Locked up. Under the bed. And then leave the rest of his room as it is.
Okay.
All right, I got most of it. I got most of the letter done. There's 2 sections that I'll just go over. That I'll just tell you what it says because I have it in another note.
Read me the letter as if I'm hearing it in Coswin's voice as I read.
Oh no, I want you to read it.
You
'Cause
guys
I
want
want
to
to see
do
the
it in
reaction.
Do you guys want to do it in a different room? Or, Ben, do we want to talk in a different room? So that I don't get any meta stuff.
Depends. Can you turn off meta knowledge?
Yes, I can, but I don't
Well,
know
then
if you guys want to do it privately.
Well, it depends. Does Ben need to hear the letter?
I am God.
Yeah, well, Ben,
I'm
it doesn't matter. There's not much meta knowledge in here.
Go ahead.
Okay. Send me said letter.
Give me the letter. What is the current year, Ben, in this game?
972.
Thank you. Just so that as I'm working on my family tree, I can get all the numbers right.
Give me a second.
I'm enjoying just reading Chris's things. He's like, I just realised I don't have enough gold to buy much. I got 110 GP, which barely covers armor and a bow, much less arrows or anything. Coswin's letter. ODT.
Maybe he'll show up and see a shanty town, someplace to set up camp.
Fuck's sake.
I cut this down from 3 pages, by the way. So this.
Why did that not open and instead open a load of my assessment information?
It's open office, by the way.
Yeah, no, I can open those with Word though.
Okay.
Dear Artlocks, if you're reading this, then I have fallen in battle, died of natural causes, A, been lost to another plane, B. You've missed a letter, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know.
Burned alive, C. Burned while already dead, D. Had my mind broken, E. Turned to stone, F. Etc., G. If none of these things have happened, then please close this letter and wait until the multiple of lies happens. Okay, let's go to section F, which is technically what happened. It doesn't exist.
Section F is not on there. You can read the rest though, because you'll probably skim through this.
Section A. If I died in battle fighting an enemy, I ask that my body be taken from the battlefield and cremated, with my ashes spread on the ground of the forest of Irwin, where I lived out many of my years alone. All of my worldly possessions are to be taken and given to my younger sister, Felicia. She is a half-elf who I think is still living with my mother and father in Dunham. Section B. If I died of natural causes due to age, then I would hope this note has already passed into the memory and that I've taken my born name back and returned to my family. If this is not the case, then I can only assume that my magic has once again aged my body. If my body can no longer harbour the magical energies that give me my powers, I would ask that my body be cremated and spread into the seas of the north, for all my worldly possession to be given to my younger sister. See Section A. Section C. If I was burned alive, being that due to my own actions or the actions of another, I wish for the ashes to be gathered, if able, and to be placed in an urn and as a lesson to future users of fire magic. Okay. Section D. See Section C. Oh, fucking hell. Section E. If I'm no longer able If I'm no longer able of mind due to a blow to the head or some type of magical effect, I would first of all like all options to be used to counter the magical effect if possible. If it turns out to be permanent and no action can be taken to fix this, I wish to be killed painlessly. Oh, brutal. Alright, what's section F and section G?
Well, section G is Jeff. If none of these are if none of these can be applicable to the action that was taken to kill me or to render me essentially dead, I wish for my remains to be cremated and be given to my family for appropriate burial. Section F, I wish for my body to stay whole, if at all possible, and to be put into a completely secluded room where nobody knows where I am at, so that no one could possibly break the stone that my body is now made of, for hopefully one day to be turned back into flesh, whole and able. I wish for all of my possessions in the time to be sent to my younger sister, Felicia. There's also a couple of sections in there about if I am turned undead by an undead necromancer, then I wish for the undead body to be kept alive, in so speaking, and for a scenario to play out in which the undead body that used to be me kills the necromancer in a form of cosmic irony that I find hilarious. And then for that undead to be burned alive.
And then for it to be burned alive, did you say?
So are
Yes.
you going to do the petrification instructions?
Well, I've kind of moved it already, but I need more people to move.
Gonna move him again?
There isn't a room in this house that will...
I'll polish up my D20.
Oh, there's also a section in that one that says, please, for the love of God, don't break any piece of me.
Oops.
I'm just going to leave him in the corner, but I'm going to put a sheet over him. Like a dust sheet.
Nobody can see him. He doesn't exist. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay, Ben, on the status of money. My family comes from a moderate to middle to upper class for a village. For like Sylvium. Because Sylvium is a town, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they were...
And you take about a gold piece a day to live. That's a moderate, average living standard, so...
Where's the Google document with everything? My parents were traders. Their parents were traders, etc., etc. It's been in the business for a long time.
The business is in the family for a long time.
Yeah, but we're not exactly legal, in a sense. The trading is kind of a front. Because most of my family is in some form of organized crime.
Good. That's exactly what I want for my order of lawful good knights.
So you work for the mob.
I did. Because I was informed, once I grew up, to basically go out and make my own name for myself. So basically, my father kind of pulled an art loud and said, go create a franchise. You illegitimate, you useless son. Sent me off to school, then sent me off to go and found my own thing. This happened especially after my uncle and aunt were brutally murdered.
Oh, good.
Along with all their kids.
Mm-hmm.
By a rival group of gangs.
Fantastic.
So it was both a matter of get the hell out and start your own franchise, and also get the hell out because I don't want you to die. He was then apprehended by the Apius Major for illegal magic use.
Cool.
Wait, what?
Yes, my father was a sorcerer.
Oh, your father, not you. Okay.
Yes, not my my father.
Wait. You said he was apprehended by an order of knights that's been extinct for
No,
centuries.
I'm sorry, Ben. God damn it. I knew I'd screw something up, word-wise. No, the mages.
Arcana Pontificus?
That one.
Yeah, yes, that word. I'm not going to try and pronounce because I'm going to horribly butcher it.
Uh-huh.
The cops.
The mage cops, yes, the magic cops.
Mad cops!
And is currently in an unknown location, not known to any member of the family, and rule has defaulted to his brother for the main patriarch of the family.
Ding.
Okay.
Ding.
So I'm
there's a
looking
wood
at
elf
how-
mob in the frozen north.
Yeah, there's wood elf mob, basically.
Ding.
Because wood elves aren't exactly... Elves, if I remember correctly, are tolerated in the Empire. They don't...
Well, I mean, you're like a black person in Ferguson.
Right. Yeah, they're tolerated.
Technically, yeah, you're perfectly fine, but that doesn't mean you're not going to get hassled by the Popo.
Right. Which is where all the money came from. Illegal dealings, counterfeiting. In fact, my character was trained in counterfeiting, specifically.
Are you going to pay me with counterfeit coins? Is that what he's getting at?
I don't know yet. He doesn't know if he should like you or not yet.
Good.
He's wait to judge people before he... as he gets to know them.
But when you said your father was apprehended by the Order of Apius Mage, I was like, wait.
Yeah, no. I'm sorry.
As soon as 600 years ago.
As soon as I said that, I was like, wait a second, that's wrong.
Plot point.
It's possible. He's an elf.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
mean, yeah, it was possible. It could be written in somewhere higher up on the family tree because I've gotten so far to my great-great-grandparents.
Great. That's like 2,000 years ago.
Yeah. Good old Billy or Oakenthorn. But yeah, I'm looking at how much, what money would I have for setting up my own life? Because I was on good terms with my family. It's not like I was exiled out of disgrace or something.
Are you asking me how big is your trust fund?
Yeah, yes, how big is Daddy's trust fund?
Oh, hang on. Well, let me ask you this. Up and up, or you stealing from the family?
I have never stolen from the family.
Are you stealing from other people?
I steal from people I am told I'm allowed to. I actually, Ben, I will send you my 10 commandments of my person.
I've put some Godfather-esque music in the background.
Actually, Ben, you can just look at my character sheet because it's on my character sheet. I wanted to go mastermind and pull something like that, but it's like, no, we don't want Tog maneuvering things
Okay,
in the
let
intrigue.
me put it this way. If you, Tog, think that you, Tog, can pull that off, you're welcome to, but I've seen you try to talk yourself out of a situation.
Exactly, Ben, and that's why I didn't do it.
You come to me the day of my daughter's wedding. It's not even the line either.
Words and me sometimes don't go well together.
Next time, play it mute.
I've sent you a PM, Tog, with how much money you have on you.
Okay.
Keeping in mind that is not enough money to build a house with.
Okay. Could I try and... actually, no. I'm gonna go to Artlocks after about a day. After setting up my home, quote-unquote, and such.
Sound you dumb.
And he's going to come over at, like, around just after lunch. You know, he's not going to show up at 5 o'clock in the morning and bang on your door.
Gonna be... I guess there is a chair or something in, like, the foyer for me to sit on and greet, like, peasants and things.
What's the fire damage on there?
There's not
the house. 'Cause
there wasn't
there's a
much. We
couple
got
fireballs.
it to it quick.
With some scorch marks.
Yeah.
Scorch marks. The grout between a couple tiles is definitely charred in a roughly human-shaped pattern near the stairwell.
So yeah, I'll be on a chair, like, at the entrance, like.
Good tidings, Lord Artbox.
You've changed your tune.
Well, now that I've settled down and such, it's only respectful. Now that I actually live on your lands.
What is it?
Well, I mean, you live outside of town, still technically his land.
I'm curious if me and my family could offer some assistance to you. You see, my family runs trading from Sylvium to Beneventum to Dunham, and now that the Civil War is over in Ostia, they were looking for me to come out here and work on this area, but then I heard about your wanting to create an order of knights and felt that it would...
Those messengers really need to stop name dropping.
No, he came right up to me and told me, hey, do you want to join a knightly order?
They didn't roll very good.
He was not subtle at all. He was just like, hey, kid, you want to join knightly order? My family trades mostly in precious metals.
Sylvium is a silver mining town.
I also have a silver mine.
Well,
Ish.
technically you don't. You sold the rights to someone else.
Yeah. I tax a silver mine.
Yeah. You're the landlord.
Well,
They paying out still? Like, is it still?
yeah, still coming. Well, if you're a trader, we have a trade ship due in how many weeks?
Several months. 3, 4 months, you don't know. Well, I mean, who are you talking about?
The trade ship from my home that's coming in and
from your father?
Yeah, that one.
No idea. He took his chest full of 10 grand and left.
No, didn't he agree for one ship to come back as soon as he got back?
You don't know how long it's gonna be.
He did, but then he also swindled 10 grand from him.
You don't know what he did with that money. You can conjecture that it'll be months minimum.
Couple of months. There's due to be a trade ship coming in from a faraway realm, the realm I technically come from. There'll be a number of new goods available in the market for that, and they will be looking to buy goods from the land here. If you're a trader, that might be of interest to you, but that's the only thing I can suggest. I don't exactly need metal work. I mean, you can check at the blacksmith here, or you could try and run a route to Karna, but we have no great forges in Rend. We are a trade and fishing community.
But I say you deal in low quality fish stuffs and horse breeding.
Yeah.
You deal in absolutes.
There's, I mean, just wait until that whaler comes through.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, the whaling ship's gonna take you know, because we're still like several months but until the end of the downtime period. So your ship's under construction as it is right now. But I mean, again, you don't know how. There's gonna be some rolls back here on how good this ship is because you're asking these people to build ships that nobody knows how to build because there's no experience doing this here.
It's gonna be fun.
The shipwrights here know how to build like 2-man dinghies with like 1 sail on them and some oars.
Well, Lord Artlox, could we discuss matters of setting up some form of trade arrangement over a game of Dragon Chess?
I don't play
wanna get-
Dragon Chess.
You
Really want to get that proficiency in that gaming set out, don't you?
I'm surprised. You seem an intelligent individual. Chess is a...
He just called you dumb.
No,
I
I'm
heard it.
I'm perplexed that someone of your intelligence would not play Dragon Chess. It's a common game.
I spend my free time learning, writing, and honing my skills. One of those skills is not Dragon Chess.
Could I teach you?
What need would I have to play Dragon
Well,
Chess?
sir, you are a lord. And many nobles, I hate to say, are a little eccentric when it comes to certain things. And
You are gonna need to persuasion check my ass right now.
Oh my.
I'm listening.
And as you know, there are many nobles that enjoy playing games, be it cards, dragon chess. They can have wars of wit over these things. And it is important to have your mind as sharp as your sword. And not only is it a game, it is something that will increase your ability to think precisely and strategically.
If you hadn't noticed, I'm a knight.
Tell me the rules. I'll play one game with you.
All right, I explained to him the rules.
Right. How do we roll to determine who wins?
Just an intelligence check. Artlox, you're rolling with disadvantage because you.
Actually, since Tog has proficiency in that gaming set, he can roll with his proficiency modifier as well as the modifier for whatever query you have for that.
Okay.
So, like, if you say it's going to be a intelligence check or a charisma check or whatever, no matter what, he gets to add his proficiency on top of that.
Okay.
18. Jack of all trades, I get a bonus to everything. It's great.
Well, actually, you were rolling with disadvantage because you've never played before.
3.
So it was a crit failure versus a crit success. I think you lost.
Is that +4, Tog, from your intelligence?
From my intelligence and from my proficiency bonus.
You only have a +1 to your
Intelligence, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Get out.
No, as we're going, I beat you, but I explained to you what I'm doing.
He beat you like the red-headed stepchild of a rented mule.
Get out.
He beat you in one turn, Midge.
I suggest you leave.
It's move 1, and he's like, checkmate in 3 turns.
No, I specifically don't do that, actually.
Get out and get out. just get out.
I know, but I'm explaining out of character.
He's telling you to get the fuck out.
I know, my character...
I just want to tell you why you lost.
No, Ben, you're misunderstanding what I'm saying.
No, I understand exactly what you're saying. He's saying get out. And
Yeah, I know.
I'm explaining.
My character stands up, bows, and leaves. Respectfully.
So, NG, do you need explaining what's gone on so far?
Is this Tog's new character?
This is this is an introduction to Tog's new character, yes, but I mean in the grand scheme of things.
From what I heard, because I had to go, so
Yeah.
I wasn't able to stay. But I heard you left the city, and that obviously Roach had done some bad things, shall we say? And so, of the ways
I had to go to court for what Roach did.
That's kind of
Cosman.
that's where
Cosman
that's where
did.
my knowledge goes. Roach did a bad thing. You're in trouble, and then you made a boat.
Yeah.
So we went into shipwriting.
So we've been developing the town quite a bit. There's now a horse breeder and stables and a stabling house. We finished the teleportation circle. Not many people use it yet because obviously it's a new area code. Not everyone has the dial-up. There is currently a whaling and shipping business being set up. I personally, and I do tell Parry this, am trying to revive the Order of Apius Major, which is the order of knights that are sworn to protect the people from evil. That's what that Word document is that I linked, where it says Tenants of the Order in tabletop chat. And the tenants are a combination of the Code of Chivalry and the Code of Budishu from Japanese samurai. And basically I want Parry's help in order to make sure that we pick people who are do-gooders and better than even ourselves in terms of...
Oh yes, do I meet Parry?
Yeah, I guess Parry's been around. Seeing as me and
the-
Parry
so-
now are the only two alive.
Did
You should
Parry-
also
I was gonna say,
explain
so-
what happened to Cosman, because he was in the house when it happened.
Coswin's now a statue in the corner because he was petrified.
but
And
his
I
house
accidentally
covers
broke
with a
his foot.
cloth.
I was just about to say, do you know where Coswin is? Because I heard you saying that he was
Oh
on
yeah,
the lap.
yeah. I pull over the dust sheet that I've got over his petrified stone body. He's just there in a combat pose, and I just throw it back over.
Like a scowl on his face, triumph in his eyes, and it is.
Did they?
His,
Was that his punishment?
No, that's just what happened in the combat. He failed a certain amount of rolls, and he became a stone.
Carried his statue body away.
Although it happened in the foyer.
No,
That
it
was
happened in
combat.
the front room of my house.
Yeah, there are still some
That's why
scorch marks, right?
Okay, I thought you meant before you got back. I thought that's what happened. Okay.
No, that was here. That happened here. You were checked as
Isn't
well.
that-
You were there and just went back to bed after you had your papers checked. It was because me and Coswin didn't have papers, and then they found out Coswin's real name.
Can I write on the statue Royce?
No, because anything that happens to him in
whatever
statue
you
form
want.
happens to him in real life, and I do explain this to Parry.
And also, you notice that his foot's broken.
So he's going to come back with no foot. Is most
Half a foot.
half a foot,
Hey.
unless
Is
we
there
can find
actually any
someone
way
to
to bring
fit.
him back?
Yeah, and there's a couple of high level ways. We're just not anywhere near that yet.
Do we want to bring him back?
I mean, he did save our lives.
Try to
Ben,
kill me in my sleep.
Ben, when I head out,
After that, he saved your life.
how many poor people are in this village? Town.
What is your definition of poor?
Well, poor. They're poverty. They're basically the people from frickin' the Knights of Camelot from Monty Python.
None.
Parry is one of those.
Okay, so from starting to there, to the people that own businesses and own moderately sized houses, how many are there? About.
Couple hundred.
Could I inspect their general situation?
You want to? I'm not sure what you're asking for here.
I'm looking around, Ben, for people who are in poverty and in destitution and seeing if I can improve the way of how they live.
There aren't destitute people here. People that came here got free houses. They opened up their own businesses. When you don't have to pay rent, there's a lot of extra money to go around.
True.
Think of it, Tog, sorry. Think of it this way, when the colonizers came to America, could get their own piece of land and stuff, so they're kind of doing what they want, I guess.
Yeah, they're colonists.
Well, I want to look at how the worse off of those people are.
There's a couple like street urchins.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of poor people in that church. Remember?
There's a couple squatters in the church. Yeah.
In that underground place, are there
One
still
last
those
now.
mindless people still alive? Monsters are.
Yeah. So, Parry, you know the entrance to that place, like the bit where the tablet is. So I'm gonna turn that into like the meeting place for our order. I think there was something quite poetic that there's a group of like knights who are sworn to protect people from evil, guarding the entrance to somewhere that's quite unholy.
But that tablet like brought a man back to life.
Yeah. Yeah. We need to find someone that can like.
Seems like a very evil thing, and you're saying you want to make a group of knights that are good.
Well, yeah, this is what Ben said, but like I think it's like if we work to try and rectify that, make it a good place again.
Bob to like try and do some sort of
Well,
prayer
Bob's
in there.
neutral.
Get rid
That
of the
doesn't
bad.
matter to him. We'd need to find.
Only the bad.
Oh, by the way,
in there.
Ben, does Perry also have to make those rolls to spotting that thing that Midge spotted?
Does Midge want to tell him about it?
I mean, I discovered one of the guards was being told to send money to Coswin, air quotes, his family, I assume. Or at
So,
least someone from his hometown.
One of the guards was sending money to Coswin's family.
Yeah, I'm under the orders of Coswin. I kind of just left it as it is and suggested they keep doing it, especially now that Coswin's only with us when we're in the foyer.
And constantly scowling. But Ben, for these squatters and these vagrants, the few that there are, can I gather them together and
And
teach
where are
them
you
some
burying the
skills?
corpses?
No, I'm not killing them. I'm gathering them together and teaching them some skills.
What are you trying to teach these people?
How to survive on the streets properly.
Are you teaching my urchins to be pickpockets?
No,
I don't
not
want
necessarily.
When I said do good, I didn't ask you to
Vegan.
start a crime wave. Come on.
So the
From Oliver.
gypsy shows up to your town, sets up a shanty town, then starts teaching all of the orphans how to pickpocket.
It's not pickpocketing, Ben. I'm teaching them like how to properly ask for things, like how to properly beg without.
How to properly beg.
Yes, Ben.
Didn't you say you're like your family's like crime lords? Why is this information that you know how to do that you could impart to others?
Because I was raised on the streets.
You,
I was sent out as a young boy.
You told us that your family was like in with the mob.
Yes,
Yeah.
Ben. And as young kids, we were sent out as. We started at the bottom.
And now we're here.
God damn it,
There's
Orlox.
the mob.
Okay, well, when you show up to the temple where you're pointed out that a couple street urchins live, you walk in and they scatter.
Why do they scatter?
Because someone's come into their place that they don't know. I don't know. Defense mechanisms? Fight or flight? Or
You
flop?
see a handful of individuals just scurrying and off into dark corners.
I call out to them that I mean them no harm, and I'm not here to eject them from their homes. I am here because I want to help them.
Okay. What's your wisdom?
11.
Okay. One, young teenage boy comes out.
I ask him his name. Tell him mine.
Okay. His name's Peter.
I hold out my hand to shake to him. Say, it's very nice to meet you, Peter.
Okay, for the sake of brevity here, because I'm going to have to go at about 11, so what are you trying to do with this kid?
I'm going to first get him a hot meal.
Okay, you take him to the local inn.
And I'm going to sit with him and talk with him about needs of responsibility.
Okay.
And to make his own way in the world.
Okay.
And the importance and the value of money and what it can give to you. But not let it rule you. Don't become a slave to your own vices.
So, okay, so he listens very intently to you as this goes on. As the meal finishes, he excuses himself to go to the restroom.
Does he come back?
Like 5 minutes go by. At this point, Nana Hobbs comes up to you and clears out your plate and holds out her hand. Just goes.
I hand her gold.
You go down to reach for your coin purse, and it's gone.
Ben, I would like to roll a challenge to that.
Nope. He rolled sleight of hand versus your passive perception because you weren't actively looking for it.
That's what the wisdom was.
As a criminal, I should understand that that's a common thing, Ben.
Yeah, and you weren't actively looking for it. That's what passive perception is.
Yeah, you can't retcon it now that you've...
You asked for my wisdom, not my passive perception, Ben.
And your passive perception is based off your wisdom.
Like, perception checks aren't passive perception.
Yeah, on your character sheet, there is listed passive perception.
I know that, but
it's at a base 10 plus your...
higher than 11.
Like, is it? Because my
What does it say?
My passive wisdom is 13.
Okay, and your point?
So, what changes passive perception then?
A higher wisdom score.
Because, like, I have a wisdom of 13 with a +1 modifier, but my passive perception is 10.
I think it's if you have perception trained,
And I do.
Oh, well, let's look up the actual. Let's look up what the math is. But I mean, still, he rolled higher than that.
Yeah. So you got swindled, Tog. You got swindled.
Okay.
And now we're going to have a murdered child in town.
I'm going to go back to the church. And I'm going to try and stealth in.
Okay. You think you're being damn stealthy. There's no door, so it's not like it's going to creak or anything like that. It's just open to the elements.
Do I remember where that boy came from?
It's a big circle room. It's a big circle with like busted up pews and shit like that. Yeah. It came out of a dark corner.
Okay. I'm going to start moving around and searching the area.
Proficiency plus wisdom modifier plus 10 is for passive perception.
That looks like you did something to your sheet, Midge, because you should have a higher one than that.
Because what I'm looking here, it's your wisdom modifier plus proficiency bonus plus 10.
Where on earth is that, like, the calculations taken for that then, on your character sheet? Because I can't edit the number.
I have no idea where it's edited from, because looking at Tog's sheet here, his should be 12.
No, because we have a proficiency
Oh
modifier.
yeah, he's got a proficiency modifier of 3. I forgot that it went up. So no, that's right. So Togs is right.
Ah, passive perception modifier is under.
So let me look at your sheet.
So mine would be plus my wisdom plus my proficiency, right? So it go to 4.
So yours, it says...
Now it says 19. What the fuck?
19.
Now, if I remove that 4 again, what does it say?
Where are you
15.
looking at this
Okay,
on?
it's edited now. It just hadn't updated
Yours,
with my
15
levels.
15 is correct.
Yeah.
Also, Ben,
But
I
it
wouldn't have been carrying all the money that I own on me.
Okay, well, what would you have been carrying on you then?
Probably around 50 to 60 gold.
Okay, then 50 to 60 gold is gone.
Yeah.
Can I investigate the area
That
to
said
look for
10 a second ago.
the
Weird.
money?
Sure. You look around, you find some like sleeping mats and some, well, you know, like little shanty areas. That's about it. No people.
Okay. Well, I think I've covered everything in terms of getting everything ready for when we start season 4. Has anyone else got anything they need to do?
I guess I cover everything then.
First thing Tog did got swindled.
NG, what's your character been doing for the last year? Or however long it is. What was it, 18 months?
Yeah, 18 months was the time dump. NG?
Yes.
Is he saying anything?
I don't know.
I can't hear him. His thing's flashing up, but I can't hear him.
Yeah, no, I can't hear him either.
Well,
Hi.
hello!
There you go.
And now
Yep.
I can't hear him again.
Well, I just heard, can you hear me now? But then, no, it's nothing.
Now?
I heard now.
Now. Yeah, I got now.
Now.
Now. Yeah, I got that.
Now nothing.
And
Saying anything?
oh, you weren't saying anything. But your like Discord thing says you were saying stuff.
No, I'm not hearing anything.
Yeah. This is why we
Nope,
really
no.
need a webcam to tell if he's actually talking or not.
Well, he's got
Yeah.
the webcam. He just turns it off.
Look like shit most of the time.
So yeah, NG, are you doing anything for this year, this 18 months? Is there anything you want to learn? Is there anything that hasn't been covered that you'd want to talk about?
I think he would like to try and see if he can find any clues or get into contact with his old master, Monty.
Yeah, sure. You can take some time to do that. Roll an investigation check for me.
Or does he get in contact with me, maybe, I guess?
Oh, he's not getting in contact with you.
Go and roll 20 then.
So yeah, when was it that we were gonna be coming back with season 4?
Well, it should be the 20th, I think.
Yeah, next week's going to be Starfinder.
Yeah, and then it will be on to Wednesdays, yes?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So
So it would be either the 20th or the 27th.
I think Chris said it was the 20th when he'd be the first time he'd be able to do it.
20th, yeah, that sounds good to me.
Then we'll have to get Tyburn back, and we'll also Bob's also thinking about joining us for Starfinder.
Oh, very nice. So, if you're interested, do bookmark the date of the 20th of December, because that will be the beginning of our Season 4. Just letting you know that that's it on your investigation.
Not so good.
You head back to Mortum, and or Smuggler's Run, I mean, and ask around. But nobody seemed to have seen Monty. He left in the night, closed up his shop after a brief going out of business sale, and disappeared into the wind. So, I mean, technically, you can do whatever you want with the shop, the building.
And he's gone.
His internet's fine, though.
Yeah. China, everybody. China.
China.
Well, I mean, he left midway through your explanation and came back as well, so I don't even think he heard what you were saying.
Well, anyway, I'm okay with leaving this here, unless, Roach, you had something you wanted to do before we...
No, it's kind of up to you guys. What when I get into the game again.
Just before we go, Ben, I would like to give the guard that's giving money to, or who I assume is Coswin's family, I would like to give him a letter. Telling them of what happened to Coswin in the... it's going to be addressed to his sister as well, because everything seems to always be addressed to his sister. So... and invite her to come and collect some of his things.
Okay.
Other than that, I think that's it from us. So, thank you.
I got one more thing.
Oh, you've got one other thing.
Zoe's back.
Yeah, so I went and changed to the app rather than the website. That's usually a better thing, because my thing hates Roll20 and going on.
Why are you using the
Here's my
website
click
at
on it.
all?
Because I went on to check to see if you guys are still on, and then I was on there, and I was like, just keep on there. And then I thought, okay, I'll change back. But yeah, I want to try and fix the necromancer's mask.
Oh, like you want to try to fix it yourself?
I want to try and find someone to fix it.
Well, there's there are people who are magically inclined.
Yeah, there's one in town that you haven't pissed off that we all have.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go see him then.
All right. So you walk down to his shop and you notice that the sidewalk out front of it is just torn to shit. Is all torn up, and there's a couple lazy looking guards there who are just waving people away.
But I couldn't hear you then. Sorry, I cut out.
You go to his shop and you see that the sidewalk in front of the building is torn up like road construction, and a couple of the town guards are waving people away and telling them that it's too dangerous to walk there.
Well, that's lovely. Okay. I guess I can't go then.
If you're in charge, you're part of the court. You can get round those guards if you so wish.
Is there any do I know where he lives? He might not live there. I can meet him at his home.
He lives in this building.
He lives in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Could I ask then the guards if I can go see him?
You kind of try to get to the door, and there's this like thickly built, muscle bound a guard who takes just a big step over the the torn up sidewalk, and he goes, "You would like to see Gugushka?"
Yes.
Does he know you?
No.
Kind of looks left and right and just kind of pulls you off to the side. He goes, "There is a price for admittance.
A price? I'm already paying for whatever work he does.
200 gold."
200. That's ridiculous. This is robbery.
Shrugs your shoulder. "Talk to the Lord."
I'm not paying that. Let me through.
"No."
I'll speak to him directly.
"No, you will not. You'll have to take it up with Lord Artlocks. The sidewalk out front has been
But
condemned,
I
and no
can
one
hear you,
can
Ben.
pass it."
I swear we removed
God
those
damn
guards, but hey.
What is going on?
You,
One second. I'm gonna say like. Say it again, Ben.
he tells you, well, because you can't hear half the things I'm saying, so I'm going to go out of accent for this. He tells you that the sidewalk out front has been condemned by Artlocks and that nobody can pass it.
Okay.
The front of the shop is condemned, so you can't just walk in the front door. By Artlocks' order.
Okay. Well, I'll go back
We'll
and
let
see
you in.
Artlocks.
We'll let you in. Cost 200 gold.
No, I'll go back and see Artlocks, see if I can.
Okay.
If
Artlocks?
Artlocks said people can't go in, then I can go back and ask him if I can, and I get permission.
Artlocks?
I mean, yeah, and tell those guards to forget about that rota.
So you're just going to let people in and out now? Fix up the sidewalk?
Yeah, just slowly, like, back them off over a couple of days. I think that's...
You know, he's the one that got me killed, right?
Well, I mean, you got you killed.
No, the whole action started by him. Everything started because of him.
I mean, you're not dead.
Might as well be. It takes some pretty powerful magic to bring him back, so...
I mean, it's a talking point for the room, I guess. Wherever he is. It's like, oh, where'd you get that statue from? Ah, it's just from an old friend.
Yeah.
So I can, what?
So yeah, just tell the guards to they can leave their post, and don't worry
Okay.
about that posting anymore.
Okay, you gonna fix
Okey-dokey.
the sidewalk?
I'm gonna put a wooden board over it, like
Okay.
a
So
workman's plank.
you have a conversation with Artlocks, and people are allowed to wander back into and out of the front of the shop, which means you can too.
Excellent. So I go back to the shop.
Okay, you go back to the shop. It's busy. There's a lot of people in here. With a lot of them with younger teenage children looking at various items. Nobody from around town. They're all from outside. They're all travelers who worked their way here. So what would you like to do?
Arlox is corrupt, isn't he?
No.
Opening things up for his friends, closing them when he wants to. Yeah. I feel like who was that guy in the American politics? The guy used to be was it the mayor of New York or mayor of New Jersey or something like that? He was running for president on the Republican side.
Tammany?
Christie.
Chris Christie?
Yeah, Chris Christie.
I
who
thought you
said
blocked
governor
the
of
bridge.
New Jersey?
Talking about Trump. Trump.
Yeah, I feel like Alex is being Chris Christie now. He's like opening things up for people and stuff, or closing them when he doesn't want them. Yeah.
To be fair, it was Coswin that closed that road. I just didn't stop him.
Okay. Well, yeah, I go into the shop.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you're already in the shop. What would you like to do in the
okay.
shop?
I would like to speak to him about trying to fix the mask.
Okay, for the sake of brevity and the fact that you wouldn't hear any of the role-playing stuff because your internet keeps crapping out, he informs you that he could repair the mask for you for 1,200 gold.
1,200 gold.
Go-to number
but
for Ben today.
how much silver? How much silver goes into gold?
10. So 12,000 silver.
12,000 silver. Ooh, I'm a little bit off on that. Okay, Do I think I can sell? Does he? I feel like he doesn't accept ogre loincloths.
As someone who deals is someone who deals in very unique magical items, no.
Yeah, I have nothing else to sell. Oh wait, no, I do have a Morning Star. Can I ask him how much I could sell him a Morning Star for?
You have a Morning Star?
Yeah,
Just a regular one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said a generic Morning Star.
It'd be worth like 2% of what you need.
it's better than nothing.
It's like
I want to
20
sell it
gold.
anyway. 20 gold. All right, I'll sell it for 20 gold. Done.
He's not interested in buying it.
Oh, damn. Okay, I'm gonna go back to Artlocks.
Yeah, he's not a blacksmith.
Yes, Parry?
You never know. Artlocks, yeah, I really feel it would be beneficial for us if we can fix this mask. Is there any chance that you could...
Why do you think that?
Well, because the mask is special. It has special properties.
You mean special properties like this?
What's this?
Hold on.
Yeah, where's that going?
Okay. Disguise self.
And I turn into Parry.
Oh.
You make yourself... But isn't that just for you, though?
Yeah.
What if other people we need to go... You know, you're an important person, you know, you're the lord of this area. We can't have you go into dangerous situations, you know, creeping around. That could be for other people.
If I remember correctly, the mask only changes your face, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think so, yeah.
So he could appear as someone else while wearing the mask, but it's not a spell, so...
How much is
You
gig?
just turn it on and off.
If you're wearing... Think if you're wearing a big cloak, you know, but you just show your face, most people wouldn't be able to tell the difference, probably.
How much is Gosha asking for to repair it?
Yeah, not much. Just you know, a small amount. You know, 1,200 gold. I'm just gonna point this out, Artlocks. You know,
If it
keep
means
in
that
mind,
much to you, here's the money.
I was gonna say I've basically not been paid so far. Mostly. I've been paid a little bit, I guess, in treasures that we've had.
And some really funky armor. And nudge. And
But I actually found that armor myself, so technically that's not
on
really
an
payment.
adventure from me.
Which I could have died on.
Your point? It's your line of work.
But I want
you want a normal
accept
job?
it.
Settle down.
I do have a normal job.
Not anymore. I've seen Monty's shop.
No, you gave me a job, remember?
Yes. Have you done it?
Monty wasn't paying me.
Have you done your
Yeah.
job? Do you remember what your job
Yeah.
title entails?
I can't remember the name of the job title, but I know what it entails.
What does it entail?
It entails, you know, the security and stuff of the area.
Okay. What have you done to increase the security of the area?
I've been
Because-
patrolling.
Oh, because I, as far as I'm aware, Coswin's been doing your job, or was doing your job up until now.
Well, that's because that was his job.
No, it wasn't.
Well,
He took
there was
me-
nothing I could do about it. You gave that man too much power, Outlocks. You gave him too much power.
Fine. Okay, I will give you this money if you undertake all the the work that you should have been doing that Cosmin was doing, and that you help me find people of upstanding worth who would help us in the good fight.
Yeah, I guess that seems reasonable.
And I'll make you swear the oath.
What? Wait, what oath?
This oath, please. I would like you to say it. I'm going to put it in chat.
I'm just gonna. I'm not sure if I'm actually allowed to make oaths, Arlox.
Oh, what? Because of the whole slavery thing?
Yeah.
I mean,
technically, I'm already, kind of to one person. So if I make an oath, technically it's void, I guess, by the slavery.
I mean, just say the oath for me.
Well, I can't say something that isn't
do you want the money?
Necessarily true. Yes.
Say the oath.
What's the oath? What does it say?
I've
Have you
put it in tabletop.
I do swear by my life and pledge it to order. I will uphold its tenets and creed. I will be without fear in the face of enemies, and say the truth always and lead to my death. I will safeguard the helpless and do no wrong. That is your oath. That is my duty. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That sounds like something I'd say anyway.
Yeah. So say it out loud with your name.
Artlocks, I do swear by my life and pledge it to the order. I will uphold its tenets and creed, and I will be without fear in the face of its enemies, and I will speak the truth always, even if it leads to my death. I will safeguard the helpless and do no wrong. This is your oath. This is my duty. This is my word. By Parry.
I mean, that's what the dash is, like, I parry.
Oh.
It's fine. We'll say you said your name there. And also, I am going to knight parry.
Okay, you're gonna knight parry. All right. Does that come with any land or titles or anything?
None that he doesn't already have.
Gotcha.
He's like a hedge knight. I guess.
Well, technically, I'm not a hedge knight because I'm. If you knight me, wouldn't I be in your household?
Yes. Okay. You're a household knight, rather than a landed.
I think just say knight.
Yeah, just rather than a landed.
Makes it sound like the house elf.
Parry is a free elf.
Yeah.
Hey, that's derogatory. Being half elf myself. Okay. I give you your gold. I've got to note down more money.
So I'm now leader of the guards. I'm now a knight, and I have money. And I have a house. Yeah, not doing too bad.
You have a house?
So I'm Sir. Well, I mean, I assume so. Well, at the beginning we said that, didn't we, when we first settled here?
I mean, you've got like a.
You let us have a choice of where we live.
No, you could have a house in the town. That's fine.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Remember, I wanted I wanted the.
It's just Todd that can't,
I wanted the inn.
Oh yeah,
I wanted the inn. Remember?
You're not having the inn.
All those interesting people, their interesting stories. It'd be a great place to live.
Okay. Anyway.
Then again, I don't think we have many people passing through, to be honest.
It's better than it used to be.
All right. Well,
So,
see
do
you later,
you want to get your mask fixed?
Yep.
Okay. So you pay Giagushka. Takes about a week. You get your mask back. I'll give you a card for it next time we play. I don't have one built up right now because you've been holding on to this thing for ages and never did anything with it. But as an action, you can, if you're wearing the mask as an action, you can activate it, and you can look like anybody that you've seen before. Just in the face, though. Like the rest of your appearance doesn't change. Just the face.
It's just like I become like, I take the appearance of like a lady's face, but like a big body.
Yeah.
It's not really gonna work.
You can do whatever you want with it. It's your magical item.
I'm trying to think of who I've seen.
Does
that include
gold.
Already have
humans, or is that any species, Ben?
Any species with a face.
Even a cat?
I am Catman. Yes, you can finally get yourself a goat head.
Just get a face of a cat. Or like when we killed that orc boss, maybe I could take his face on. Would that work?
I've
Ben?
got his face. It's in a bag.
You can
Well, I mean-
try.
I mean,
Again,
I've
you
seen
have
it.
to.
What, Ben?
You can test it out. You can do anything you want with this thing. It's your magical item.
Okay, interesting.
Anyway, I'm guessing we're leaving it here for this week.
I could pretend to be a mind flayer.
Oh, good. That's
You want
gonna
to
be
try
interesting.
to?
That's gonna
Then
be
we could
interesting.
sneak. We could sneak into their organization and.
I mean, unless you can also read minds, you're gonna struggle.
Unless he can also
Ima-
levitate.
Oh yeah, that too. They don't walk.
Imagine that they like try and test me. It's like, okay, let's test if he's a real mind flayer because they get suspicious of me. Like, read my mind, and I'm like, shit.
I mean, they don't
Yeah,
speak English either. Like,
No, they can speak common.
Okay.
And they can read minds.
Yeah.
What they could do is they could take one of their tentacles and they shove it down their mouth and they use it like a tongue, so they can speak.
Yeah, I've seen that. I don't know where I've seen that, but I definitely have seen it on somewhere.
In my game, the one you played it with me, they did it
Oh yeah, that was probably what happened. Yeah, they put it down their throat, didn't they?
several weeks ago, right here.
I wasn't sure if that was like a general thing about mind flayers. Maybe I'd seen it somewhere before.
anyway, I guess we'll see you next time. I'm sure other people will have little things they need to finish up with Ben before the next time. For the beginning of Season 4, this has been another bonus section of the Tales of Borkvard Godslayer. We've got to a place...
Featuring Borkvard again.
Featuring Borkvard again. Things are in a better place than they were at the end of the last 5-hour session thing, in terms of where it is in terms of gaining extra people. So there's now a gypsy. The word has been sent to Coswin's family about Coswin's untimely stoning, and and there has been tendrils put out and feelers to try and attract people of good worth to the town of Rend in order to be orderful.
Mm-hmm.
Can leave it there.
So Midge, you basically want me to like interview these people, I guess, if anyone come.
You can help interview these people. Like what I've been saying is,
I'll judge their character.
I tell them go out into the town and prove yourself.
Oh yeah, and also I finish updating my book.
Updating your book. Right. We'll see you next time.
I write more in the book.
Bye.